All right, so we're going to continue sourcing from OA Bean's lead lists here, and they make it stupidly easy for us to make money with online arbitrage because they're going to give us all the leads. As you can see, when we click into one of these specific lead lists here, they're going to give you the name of the product, the URL of the actual supplier, the Amazon URL of that matching product. So they've already gone through and vetted it to make sure it's the same exact product. They're going to give you the ASIN, which makes it really easy to just go down the ASIN list here and then paste them into your Seller Central to see if you're able to sell any of these right off the bat. It makes it so much easier than obviously doing it manually or sourcing with software. Even though software is good, this is so much simpler. Obviously, the category, the cost on the supplier, the selling price on Amazon, the estimated profit that you're going to make after Amazon fees, when you know those two are constant, the ROI, how many sales, the current BSR and the 90 BSR, the competitors, and obviously how much they have in stock. So all the info is here. Literally, it could not be any easier. So from the specific lead list from yesterday, I went through and I found 2 potential profitable products. So let's go and check them out here. We have this first Campa Fresh one, and these are the 2 profitable products, obviously, that I'm able to sell on this list. I didn't go through and actually request approval for any because I just wanted to show you really fast. You've already got the basics of OAG, and all they do is email you the list, or you can obviously just sign into oabeans.com and then check the specific leads once you sign up, and it makes it stupidly easy. You just have to verify a few things. Now, I've built out a system to make this as simple as possible, so just go down the list and verify it, obviously. So is it the same product, first and foremost, between the supplier and Amazon? You don't need to worry about that with OA Beans. They've already done that for you. Is it in stock on the supplier's website? Because often if you use a sourcing software, it will be in stock, but it can also be out of stock, or sometimes it can be on back order or stuff like that. So you just want to make sure that it is in stock. Again, you're using OA Beans. Both of these are already taken care of for you, so you can just skip it. The next thing that you want to make sure of, and the most important, is can you actually sell it on your seller account, or are you gated? These 2 are the products that just offhand on that last lead list I checked, I am able to sell right off the bat without requesting approval. So these are going to be the 2 that we're able to sell. Just to kind of show you 2 examples really fast and run through this. So as you can see, this one I'm able to sell, and this one I am able to sell. Boom. All right. So 2 ones that I'm able to sell here. Now let's move down the list and check to see if they have decent sales, if they're profitable, what the competition on the listing looks like, to decide if they're good purchases that we can obviously make. So this one right here is selling for about $10 on Midway USA. It's also selling for about $20 here on Amazon. So first and foremost, we want to check the historical trends with Seller Sprite to make sure that obviously this is selling well. So monthly, this is selling a decent amount, and you can see this isn't just telling you the best seller rank, which is a snapshot in time, and that's flawed and can lead to bad purchases. This is going to show you the monthly sales data over time. It really simplifies everything, right? So you can see the consistency of the sales. You can click over to daily sales. Is selling it, pretty decently at like over 10 a day most days, or right around 10 a day, and has been doing that pretty consistently for a while now. You can also check the best seller rank to see if it's stable, and as you can see, since about 2018, it's been extremely low, under 50,000. It jumped up to above 50,000 once, but it's pretty low, all things considered. This is one of the most stable selling products I've seen, even though it doesn't sell a ton. And again, price has been pretty consistent, all things considered. And these are the things that you're going to want to see, right? You're going to want to make sure you get all the actual information here with Seller Sprite, and that's valuable, but you also want to use that information to make informed decisions, and that's why we get all that data. You want to make sure that there's no, spikes in the graph, that it's at the very end, climbing up with price, or climbing up with sales, or something like that, or spiking down, or so you just want to make sure that there's relative consistency among those. And obviously we're analyzing that with monthly sales, daily sales, BSR price, and then rating velocity as well. And all those different data points, if they all check out, is pretty much going to guarantee that it's selling consistently. Okay. So this is a good product. It's also selling. So now we're going to use the Seller Sprite calculator, again, also built in on the listing. Both of these will be linked for you. So access to OA Beans if you want to try it out. Game changer of lead lists, email directly to you, makes it stupidly simple. And also Seller Sprite, which is what I'm using to verify the actual sales here. Seller Sprite's a game changer as well. Obviously, as you can see here, it gives you the on-screen FBA calculator with everything built in to save you a ton of time. So it takes out AMZ Scout Calculator or any expensive software like that. It also takes out things like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout or anything like that, because you don't need any sales estimators. So you don't need to pay for an expensive software. This software does it all. That's just the tip of the iceberg, but really for online arbitrage, those are the only two things you need. And this software is so much cheaper than all the other ones combined, and it does more. I don't know why people don't recommend this, probably because they get a better affiliate kickback for recommending a more expensive software. All right. So it sells on Amazon for $19.78. On the supplier, it's about $9.99. So put that into the purchasing cost. And we're going to guesstimate that it's going to cost us $1 to ship this into FBA if we ship it into FBA with a bunch of other things. So this is a $2 profit margin, but it only costs us $10 to obviously buy it. So this is a $2 profit margin, but it only costs us $10 to buy this, and then obviously another $1 to ship it in. So it's still a 10% profit margin, roughly speaking, after Amazon fees. So this isn't the best item in the world just because the profit's relatively low, but if you're a new seller and you're gated for a ton of products, this would be a perfect example of a product that you could buy and sell pretty consistently and get your seller metrics up so then you can get auto ungated for other sellers. Now, one other thing that you'd want to check is this free Chrome extension called Online Seller Add-on. That's going to tell you all the other sellers on the listing and what their inventory is, right? Do they have inventory in FBA? Are they merchant fulfilling it? Is their inventory new or used? And as you can see here, there are 5 other sellers on this listing. You could obviously sort through with FBA and FBM, new and used, and kind of see. But if you just go all right off the bat, it's easy to see as well. You can see their prices. So you see 4 FBA sellers, 1 FBM. They're all new. You could also see when their stock was actually received in FBA. So this is an extremely valuable tool, and this is typically going to help you make a more informed decision, not just of whether it's a good product, but also how many of this product to buy and how fast you can expect it to sell. So I would say this is a good product. Again, it would help increase your seller metrics while you're making money. Now let's check one more just to show you from the same lead list. So we already checked to see if we could sell this. It's selling for $4.58 on etundra.com, selling on Amazon for $14.88. What about historical trends? Is it actually selling? So monthly, it might have just launched, so we'll probably want to check that out. It's only got 2 months of sales data here. What are the daily units sold? It's missing the last few days, which typically can be a red flag, but this might have just launched, so I'd probably stay away from this listing. It might be profitable. Let's check the bestseller rank just to make sure. Yeah, this is 631 in kitchen and dining, so I would stay away from this product. Right off the bat, it took us about 5 minutes to find this product right here, and let's check a few more from the actual leads list to see if we can actually sell some other things. All right, so we found one more here that we're able to sell. It's this Christian Ethics Biblical Moral Reasoning book, hardcover for $17 on christianbook.com. It sells on Amazon, the same exact book for just under $30. As you can see here, we're able to sell it. So the next thing we want to do is obviously check the historical trends, and it did just start recently selling. That's not that abnormal because textbook season does kind of cut into certain parts of the year, although there isn't any sales data for the actual daily sales either, so that's a major red flag. Let's check the bestseller rank. So this is 205 in books, not terrible. It might just be a glitch in the software. Let's see how profitable this would be and what the other sellers are on here. Typically speaking, I'd tell you to probably stay away from this listing just in case. But it does look like a decent listing for whatever reason. I believe when I was talking to Seller Sprite support, they said that they don't really integrate with books, so that's probably what the issue is. They're not reading the actual book sales yet, but I believe they're introducing that soon. So there's a ton of sellers here, about 10 sellers, but only 3 of them are FBA, and only 2 of those sellers have new books. So if we ship this into FBA and listed it obviously as new, which we're able to do, we'd really only be competing against 2 other sellers here on this listing at $29.38. So the amount's deceiving. Well, let's see if it's actually a profitable product at $29.38, which is what the actual buy box price is. And actually, if you check it, that's $29.38 with $8.14 delivery. So realistically, we're looking about $37 on the actual price here, but we'll round down, we'll say $36 on the listing here. So $36 is what we could sell it for on Amazon. We could source it for $17 on that website, roughly, and we'd estimate that it probably costs us about $1 to ship it in if we ship it in a bunch at once, and we also ship it in with a bunch of other products. So this is a $5.28 profit, about $14.67 profit margin, so this would be a good buy. So there you go right off the bat, 2 good buys in about 5-10 minutes of just looking through these lead lists that you could buy, make money, and increase your seller metrics, all right from OA Bean's lead lists. It could not be more simple.